Hello everyone, and welcome back to Coloring with Haley. It is time for the end of the month flip-throughs of my finished pages. I didn't get much done in April. I talked in my update on the 10 books to finish video that I was pretty busy in April, and the night that I filmed that video, it was supposed to go up like a week earlier, I got really sick. Like, sicker than I have been in quite a while. Both Doug and I actually got really ill. It was like a stomach bug or food poisoning, something like that. And we were kind of out for like a whole week. It just really made us exhausted and everything, so I definitely did not get as much done because I was busy and then I was sick and then I had to catch up on all of my college work. But I do have a small stack of books here. So we'll go through World of Mice first. And I counted, and I have 11 pages left in World of Mice. So, the first one I did was, this is the first of the landscape pages. This one with the mice playing with the little bear, and this marker started to run out on me. While I'm thinking about it, I will show you all the markers that I used up this month, and they are almost all Bic markers. I used up my yellow one, this Polynesian purple, this brown that was on the bear, which is honey brown, and a finer point Blue Skies blue, and unfortunately we lost one of my Copic markers this month, Pale Fruit Pink, which is one I like to do for really light skin tones. I cannot remember if the Copic Chow are refillable or if I just have to buy a new Copic. I'm going to have to look that up, but I will definitely be replacing it because I use it so often. I tried to color this book in order, but there was an Easter page, so I skipped ahead to do that for Easter, which came up on us really fast. It was April 4th, which feels like it was months ago already. That's how long my April has been. But I did do this one. And I did another Easter page. I think I did only 2 Easter pages this year. But this one turned out really cute. I liked this one. It was really colorful. So I have 11 pages left in this book, and we are done with it. Next, I have Shimmy Girls by Alice Brockmeyer. And I did this girl eating the sushi. I don't like how this one turned out. I tried to use some darker colors on this page. Sometimes I like to use my darker markers because I feel like they don't get used as often as my bright and colorful ones. So I went with a bunch of darker colors, and she has glitter on her shirt and her socks and the beret in her hair. But I do like how this turned out. And these have really simple backgrounds, so I like coloring them. I did a page out of Pastel Goth, and what is this artist's name? Larissa May Marianis is how I would pronounce her name. I did this one here that I am calling Cat Thulu because it is a cat and also Cthulhu. And the little pentagram on his head is done in glitter gel pen, but I really like how this page turned out. I think it turned out cute. And again, these also have really simple backgrounds, so they're pretty easy to color. And I tried to do some, like, shading with the marker. I see some people do shading with markers that just kind of outline things, and I think it turns out well, so I'm trying to learn how to do that. And I think it turned out pretty good on this picture here. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Sci-Fi Babes. I did 2 pages in here this month because I am working to complete it. This first one here is Betty Blastoff, and I will read you the little section of information about her. She is 35 years old. She currently lives in the shopping district, and she owns a store in the Space Mall. I think this is the page that I tried to use this Copic marker on, and it kind of failed on me halfway through, so I went over it in a different color. I'm thinking, because I did want her to have a lighter skin tone. I wanted her to be really pale, but oh well, I think it still turned out well, and I like her hair color a lot. I didn't want it to be purely gray. I went with a kind of a purplish gray color, and I really like how it turned out. I don't think, hang on, okay, there is a little bit of glitter actually. The antenna on her head and her earring are a little bit glittery. And then I used white Posca paint on her lips and on these goggles that she's wearing. And then I did, what is it, Sami Cyborg? She is 1200 computer years old. She lives in the Ancient Space Library, and she loves to sing. I did her in red and blue because I really like that color scheme. I did a girl with 3D glasses in here a couple of months ago, and I liked how that turned out. And because her hair is very clearly like parted, you can see here, I wanted to do it in 2 different colors, so I thought I'd do it in red and blue. And I did make her a robot, so I used different grays on her skin tone, and there is glitter on her neck down there and on the chains. And I really like how this page turned out. I did use a lot of white paint on any of the gear that was shiny, so like this thing where her eye is, I'm not sure what it is, if it's like a telescope or something. And then this big, I would say it's a headphone that she's wearing here. But I am really happy with how this page turned out as well. Okay, so next I have the Whimsy Girls Celebrate the Holidays. I did the 2 pages in here for the month of April. And the first one, well, did I not mark the Easter one? There we go. The first one was the Easter page, which I did the more difficult one. And I think I colored this like on April 1st. I think this is the first page I did this month. And I did do the more difficult one. I just thought it'd be fun to do. I used my really fine Bic markers on the kids back here because they were so tiny. And I like how this page turned out. I left some things white. I thought these were clouds more so than the trees, or at least I wanted them to look like clouds, and her ears and the fluff. I did spill some water on the page, on our glove there, but it is really hard to see. And there is glitter, of course, on the big ribbon on the basket here. But I did like this page. It was fun to do. I used the Milky Pop gel pins to decorate the Easter eggs. And I'm happy with how this one turned out. I think it turned out good. And then next was the baby shower. I think this was the first page that I came back and colored after I did not feel very good. So I did the simpler one. You can see the more difficult one here, which, looking back at it now, it's not that much more detailed, but I was exhausted and I was like, gosh, that is just way too much for me to do. So I did the simpler one, and I didn't want to do it in just pink or blue because I thought that would be what a lot of people do, you know, the traditional colors for when you have a baby. So I just kind of did some random colors. I did use a little bit of pink and blue on the gifts, but I just wanted to be different, you know, didn't want to do what everyone was going to do. I do like especially how these blocks turned out. I think they turned out really good. I tried to make them look like the real wooden blocks. And there is a little bit of glitter on her arm there and on some of the present boxes. And I used white paint to outline this lace here on her dress. I like how this one turned out. I think that we definitely have May Day in May, and I'm guessing Mother's Day and graduation as well. Okay, let's see here. I have one out of Glamour Ghouls pinups because I did that Tin Books to Finish update, and I realized that I had not colored in this in a long time. So I did this one here. This is the Bride of Frankenstein. And I like how this one turned out. I used different colors of green because she is, like, you know, stitched and sewed together. These two kind of turned out more similar than what I wanted. It's more obvious with this one that it was a different color of green. And I wasn't sure what to do with the lightning bolts here. I didn't want them to just be yellow. So I tried to do colors that I did on her already, like the red and the brown and the green. And I do think it turned out really nice. I think it looks better on camera than it does in person. One of those times that it looks just better on camera to me. And there is a lot of glitter on the inside of all of those lightning bolts. They all have like a corresponding color of glitter on them. And I used just a little bit of white paint on her lips and on her eye whites there. And the last book that I colored in was, of course, the Shimmy Girls Grayscale. As I work to finish this one, I already know what pages I want to color for May. The first one I did at the very beginning of the month is this girl here, jogging with her dog. And I like how this one turned out. I wasn't so sure about it at first, but looking back at it, I kind of like it. I used a lot of white paint on this one. First of all, it is in the clouds. It is in her eyes. I used white paint to go over shoelaces. And I did the cord for her MP3 player. And I used glitter on the MP3 player and the headphones and the dog's collar. So let me kind of move that around. There we go. You can see the glitter on that. But I do like how this one turned out. Okay, and then the next one that I did was this girl here playing golf. And I really like how this one turned out. It was a page I was just kind of meh about. I don't know. I just knocked the camera. Whoops. It wasn't as exciting or entertaining to me, but I am very happy with how it came out. I love how her outfit came out, and I like how I did the grass. I was trying to use some of my markers that were, like, dying, so I used a bunch of different colors of green to do the grass. And I did use, again, white paint on the clouds. I like to go over them with white paint to hide the black lines, and then it just kind of looks like the clouds are shaded because of the grayscale. White paint on her shoelaces, once again, used some to highlight here. I used it in her eyes, and there is a little bit of glitter on one of those golf clubs, if you can see that there. And I did just do the building, like, solid brown, because I think I've talked before on the channel how much I dislike coloring buildings. Oh, I don't like it at all. I can't stand it. They're like my least favorite thing to color. So just color the building solid brown, but you don't really pay attention to it. You know, you're looking at the girl here in the center of the picture, so I think it's okay. I think it works out. But I really do like how this one turned out a lot, especially because I was kind of apprehensive about coloring this page. Okay, well, those are all of the pages that I colored for this month. Not that many. Hopefully May will have more. It should, because I am done with college in May for this semester, and then I get summer break all the way until late August. So hopefully I have time to get caught up with the 10 books to color in challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed catching up with me.